Okay. So welcome everybody to our shamanic painting for wolves and running with the wolves. I'm going to share my screen with you and we'll drop in first of all to our wolf energy here and reconnect. So get settled and light your candle, settle in, close your eyes. And let's take in some deep breaths to get started. Imagine taking in a deep breath for each direction. So breathing in nice and deep for the east, calling in the spirit keeper of the direction east. And the beautiful archangel that stands in that direction, Raphael. Beginnings, the mornings, the newness, the fresh ideas. And then turn to the south. A big deep breath in for the south. Calling in the spirit keeper of the south and the archangel Michael that direction to circle up, bringing in the passion and the fire, the laughter and the growth, and turning to the west. Deep breath in for the west, calling in the spirit keeper of the west, the archangel Gabriel. All the healing, the reflection, the time for healing. And now turning north, calling in the spirit keeper of the north, Archangel Uriel, and the ancestors, the dream time, bringing it all in for you. Acknowledging Grandfather Sun, Grandmother Moon, Father Sky, Mother Earth. Bringing your breath into your heart, centered in that alignment with the earth and with the heart of the universe. Just breathe here for a minute, settling in. Seeing yourself standing on the earth, connected deeply to Mother Earth. Perhaps standing in the center of a beautiful medicine wheel. With crystals in the four directions. The light coming in from all four directions. You can see the guardians there. And from each direction, a wolf comes to join you, coming in. See the different colors. Notice the way they come in to circle around you. Feel that wolf energy all around you now. Perhaps you lead the wolves out and down a path. Lead them to a special place. Perhaps there's water, a circle, a tree. Just feel yourself completely at home with the wolves, and feel yourself opening up, breathing into that sense of freedom that they bring with them. The permission to be you, permission to expand, to run free. What else does wolf energy bring for you? Freedom to let go of all those old patterns, of all the conformities, of all the rules that are telling you to behave this way or do it that way. Feel yourself just letting go of those bindings and being free here with the wolves. Feel their love, the support of the pack, the independence that each one holds. Each single wolf can survive on their own and also thrive in a pack. Independence and connection. But the biggest connection is with your heart, your truth, your own energetics of who you are. So welcome in the autonomy, the sovereignty, that energy. And feel yourself coming back to the medicine wheel circle with all the wolves. And all the wolves go to their different directions that they came in, but they're staying here. They just lay down on the path with you in the center, holding space for you as we begin the painting together. Holding this energy, taking a deep breath and feeling your way back into your space. Wiggling around, and when you're ready, open your eyes and come on back. Hello, Lane. Welcome.
Good morning.
Okay. How
How's
are you?
everybody?
We're going to check in
Good.
with everybody. Yeah. You too? All right. So I don't know if you can see it, but I did draw my wolf on here. Just a little side portrait of a wolf. What are you guys drawing? Let me check in and tell me how you're doing. And I'll start. I'm gonna put I think I'm gonna put my Nicolazo yellow wash on, maybe a little bit of transparent red oxide along the bottom for some warmer colors, and then play with. Actually, I better finish the outline and paint first, or I'll lose it. Okay, so how are you guys doing? I don't know what's going on with my throat here, but Lane, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah. I gave up social media for Lent. So
Oh, good for you.
I was a little bit late on it, but anyways, better late than never. And just after starting it, I already this morning I just have so much more time to do useful things. And I've got to read my book more. Like it's amazing what no social media does for a person. So yeah, I probably won't
Isn't
be
it?
posting much. Well, I won't be. So if there's anything really important, just have to message me.
Oh, good.
So yeah, so that's and I'm gonna do I also have a yellow wash on my
Oh,
paper.
cool.
That's funny. I'm
Yeah.
So
working on
that's I'm
yellow too here. So it's like, wow.
oh really?
Perfect.
So I'm just planning on doing a wolf and it's got like some moons around it.
Oh,
So
nice.
see how it turns out.
That's cool because I was thinking of that too up here, like I did for my stag, maybe putting a gold one in. That's cool.
Mhm.
Awesome. Oh, and Micah, what are you doing? And by the way, Lane, good for you for doing that social media
Thank
um
you.
detox. I am
Yeah,
the
it feels
opposite.
good
I'm going
already.
good.
It's
I'm
supposed to be
going
something
deeper. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
it's supposed to be something that means something to you, where or that like makes you think every time you go to reach for your phone, right? So that one definitely does. And yeah, like I've given up ketchup before. Cheese was really hard.
Was this is this kind of for Lent or just
Yeah, it's
is
for
it
Lent.
Lent? Okay, I thought so.
So I
Cool.
I don't always do it, but sometimes I do. And I just felt the other day I was like, I should give up something for Lent that and I'm tired of like social media, you're like sometimes just feels like you're reading the same magazine every day. And it's like
It is.
not I'm not learning anything. I mean, sometimes I definitely do, but sometimes I definitely don't. So I just want to read more. That's always a goal of mine. I enjoy it. So it forces
Yeah,
me to read more and I'm glad. So
yeah, that's
mhm.
awesome. Good. And I totally understand because um my business is online. I can't really give it up, but I do notice how often I pick up my phone when I don't need to. And it's like, okay, put it down. That's a distraction.
Yeah, it's addicting. That's why it's
It is
everywhere.
very,
It's an addiction.
very, very much. So cool. All right.
Yeah.
So how long you're gonna stay off for the month, you said? Or
Yeah, it's supposed to be 40 days, but I just started, so it'll be till Easter Day. So March 30th? This each Easter Sunday. Isn't that what it
Okay.
whatever day
Yeah.
that is?
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. All right. Very, very cleansing. Micah, how are you? How's your week going? What's going on? I got to talk to you too about, I will talk to everybody here about what I did with your ritual. You're muted. I was like, can you guys hear me? I can't. You're muted, Micah. Oh, fire.
Oops. Yeah, I'm gonna do fire, but I found this labyrinth flame on, I think it's like a labyrinth group
Oh,
that
yeah.
somebody had painted, and I was like, I want to make one of those.
Oh, that's
Um,
cool.
and then maybe this,
Ooh, that's beautiful.
since I
Is there
have
a wolf
to
in there? I can't
leave
see.
early. No, but I was like, you could paint the flame part of it and have the wolf as the outline of your fire.
Right.
Um, yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Very cool. All right. Kelly, what are you working on?
Well, I'm gonna call him Fire Wolf, and it's gonna be a boy wolf, because any other wolf I've ever done is ladies, and they're all soft and fluffy, and so so this is where I got so far. I added some red to my yellow background now, so and then I'll put him in the foreground, so can everybody see it?
Okay.
So this looks like a bunch of
Oh,
mess
yeah.
right now, but it will get where it's going.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm sure, are all aware of that process.
For sure. Okay, Dalmain, what are you working on?
Well, I'm going to try fluid art. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I'm going to do something like this.
Hey, Domain,
Ooh.
are you gonna
Uh,
do it or are you gonna try
Oh,
it?
I'm going to do
Thank you. Just had to
Nice.
go there, you know.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so
Like
I
Smarty
really,
Pants Kelly.
Yeah, that's my middle name.
I'm just teasing.
It's okay.
That would be cool, Dalmain.
I don't, yeah, yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
those
That's all I'll
eyes are
say.
pretty. Those eyes are very intense.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how the fluid art will work with it, but if it doesn't work, I'm going to do it by other way because I really like it.
Nice.
I'll do regular if the fluid art doesn't do what I want it to do because I'm experimenting.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Okay, so as we paint, okay, there we go. Spotlight. Oh, keeps doing. As we paint, let's hear how your month has gone. How deep did you go with the running with the wolves? Did you actually reread Clarissa's, it's Clarissa, yeah, Pinkola Estes book? I had full intention to, but I didn't. I was going to listen to it on my Audible and completely forgot about it. It seems like, for me, it seems like the energy's picking up again and things seem very busy, even though they're not that busy. So whenever that happens, I'm always like, okay, that's the energy buzz of the world, right? I did do a beautiful ritual in our full moon that Micah had given to me for releasing some old patterns in my family. There's a pattern in my family, maybe not just mine, but a pattern of especially brothers, well, brothers and sisters, not getting along and cutting each other out of their lives. So it was a pattern in my husband's family. It's starting in with my kids. And I was like, okay, this needs to stop here. And I had a while ago called in the grandmothers and mothers and circled up with them and said, like, we need to stop this. This has got to end here and heal. And I didn't have anything after that. So actually Micah told me a ritual to do to help it. And so I did this ritual on the full moon, releasing. I haven't visually seen any change yet, but I know that change is coming. Like, I know that it was a powerful meditation, but it was interesting how I gathered all the grandmothers together. I called them in to my circle as I, opened space and had the herbs and everything that Micah suggested and the threads and stuff like that. And they all came and they gathered in a circle. And after the ritual, it was quite funny because they didn't want to leave. They were like, no, keep the circle open because now we feast. So it was like they wanted to stay and feast around the fire and just visit. They were all so happy to be there together. There was, mothers, daughters, sisters, grandmothers. It was quite cool. And so I just left the candles on. I had done it in my room and I sat there and waited. And it was funny because I knew that John wanted to come upstairs and have a snack because I told him I'm doing this ritual, so stay downstairs and watch TV for a bit. And he's like, oh, okay, let me know when I can come for my snack, right? I was like,
No snacks for you.
right. But it was funny because as I was sitting there, I could hear the grandmother saying, tell John to come up. He can come. He can come. Come and to the party or whatever. Come have his snack. And I just kind of chuckled. So when I went downstairs, I said, okay, we're done. There's still kind of a party going on up there. So go ahead. Go ahead. And he's like, what's going on up there? What are you doing? So it was fun, but I really felt quite a connection. And it's funny because as soon as I called them in, I opened circle and called them in, my dogs just started freaking out, like just barking and jumping around, like what's going on. And there were no noises outside. So I didn't know, there wasn't anything external to get them upset. So I'm like, okay, they're coming. So yes. So thank
That's
you,
cool.
Micah, for that.
You're welcome.
Mm.
It works.
So
That's all I know.
yeah, and I know it will. I just need to find my paintbrush that I need here. So, anybody else have anything to share? Reflecting back on the month.
I just have a question. I was listening to you guys talk last week, and just something that I thought would be very valuable for the rest of my life is something you guys as moms all talked about, connecting with your kids' higher self to like release their energies. Can someone just talk about that more? How do you go about doing that? And so this is different than like connecting to someone else's guides and asking them questions. So you don't really need permission, right?
No, but I always do check in. Oh, go ahead, Micah.
No, you're good.
That's what you were gonna say too. I always do call in their higher powers and angels. They have beautiful guardian angels. When I sit down to do it, I always say, I want to connect with my child's guides and angels. with love, and my intention is to do this for this reason, and I'll wait and listen. If there's any, like, no, you just need to let them walk through this, then okay. But like I said last week, I've never received any message of not do it, because it's always about strengthening their light, right? Giving them empowerment. But check in anyways. Always check in. And yeah, so that works.
So you
good.
just basically send them positive energy. What exactly do you do?
It's basically, for me, when I do it, it is to ask permission, like Janice said, and typically you're going to get a yes. And if you get a no for what you're wanting to do, then it's like, well, what can I do? So it would be the same as connecting to someone else's guides, because you're connecting to your children's guides and to their higher self. And to me, it's the same process. And then it's clearing out, like my daughter, when she was younger, she was just the little hitchhiker picker upper, like wandering spirits, wandering whatever. She's just like, yeah, sure, come home with me. Not consciously, but I was just like, oh my gosh. Can we not? Like, her room in that house was just like a little portal for like any type of energy. And normally it was good, but there were times that it was like, oh, okay, you no. So it's like clearing their aura or their energetic field, and it's just intention. What is your intention going into it? And there's not a right way or wrong way to do it. Like, as long as we've been in class with you, like, I know your intuition is really good, like the stuff that comes through or the stuff that you shared for me that was for me. I'm like, yep, okay, let's go, Lane.
Right.
And so, like, it's like, don't make it too hard. It's just like, what's going on? What do I need to clear? What do they need? Like, maybe it's taking something, maybe something is holding energy in their room that you're like, okay, I just need to get that out of their room for now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. I just feel like that's something that's going to be valuable throughout my lifetime.
It is so valuable, especially when they're teenagers, because that's when they really bring home a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did my son was really open to energies. And I mean, now I know what was going on because he's a reflector in human design, if you know anything about that. But I didn't know that then. I just knew that, holy man, he's just like seeing and feeling everything. And he's having panic attacks and waking up in the middle of the night. He can't sleep. He doesn't want to sleep alone because he's terrified. So I was, hey, I was doing everything I could to, just ease the energy around him and bring in more guardians and angels and putting crystals in the corners of his room. And yeah, it was a bit of a struggle with him, but it is very helpful. And even when he was older as a teenager, again, that became quite an issue. Well, all through school, because he couldn't handle being around people because he absorbed everything.
Janice, can you
So-
kind of into that a little bit as to what do you mean, maybe not reflector, but what are the other different areas?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about human design too.
I got a question before you start. Do you
Yeah.
use your maiden name or your married name? Like
When
who-
I,
like when you
sorry,
went
say
to
that
find
again.
out,
What?
do you use your maiden name or
Oh,
your?
oh, no, I used my maid or my married name, the name I use now.
Oh, okay. That was my question because it's like, yeah, whatever. I'll do it again with my married name. So
Yeah, it probably won't make any difference, because, it's more your birth date, time, and location
oh, okay.
of when you were born. Yeah. So, um, so yeah. So anyways, Lane, it is always good to be paying attention to the energy your kids are holding and where they're at. And, you know, gosh, if
For
you could have
sure.
Well,
all
and
been,
you can set energetic boundaries for them. Like when I was doing nails out of my house, like one of my energetic boundaries was when people entered our property, they were to leave like their junk outside of my house because I didn't want it in my house. I was doing nails in my house, and my intention also with the boundary around our house was only people who have the best intentions are allowed inside my boundary or circle or whatever it is. And it was super interesting to see who didn't show up at our house.
I
But
had
like you can do it with your kids, you know, like when they go to sleep, like nothing is allowed to interact with them while they're sleeping or whatever it is.
I want to just share something. I have a friend who used to she would set up her boundaries, and one of her boundaries was, I only want to see the good in people. So when she would come across somebody who was maybe a crooked business person, she never saw any of that. All she saw was the good in that person.
I was just gonna say that could be a little tricky.
Yeah, so I would say to make sure your wording is correct. There I am with my words again.
You're the word wizard.
Yeah, so
I
that's what
love
I was
it.
gonna say. Yeah,
I just
that's
like,
so true.
just use caution on how you're going to set some boundaries. And because like we would look at this girl and go like, do you not see how crooked he is? Like we just robbed you. And she'd go, oh no, he's such a good person. It's like, okay. And then we got into some deep, deep meditation one day, and she said, I've always asked to just see, and the word was just and only to see the good in people. And I went, bingo, that's where it is.
Yeah,
Like, aha.
Yeah.
good point. Yes, because it's like you are, and I mean, this is where that witch wound comes up too, to be careful that you're not going into fear at all, but you are casting spells. Like you are basically setting boundaries, and that is totally fine, especially as a mom, right? Holding space for your kids, you're protecting them, and you can also connect with their totem animals, their spirit guide, in bear energy to stand in protection. So there's a lot you can do that we never realized as much. I mean, I did do a lot of that when I was younger, but it's good to really pay attention to that energy as much as you're paying attention to your own energetics, the family energetics, right? So, like Micah said to me, reclaim, you're the matriarch, reclaim your spot in your family. I'm like, you're right. I kind of let that slide. I need to reclaim that because I was hesitant in my own situation. I was like, when your boys, when your boys get married, there's a balance that needs to happen. of
Mhm.
letting them go, right? It's different for daughters. It's different with your daughters. With your boys, you kind of have to let go a little bit more. And I was trying to navigate that and not sure. And my unsureness showed up in my energy and allowed something to enter into our space that should never have happened, right? So
I agree there. It's totally different with boys.
yeah, yeah, right. So anyways, human design, and come back to you, Delmaine, because I want to find out how Dylan's doing. But human design, if you don't know, and I just added you guys all into the Mystic Business Facebook group, because in the other group we had a lady join us just for that section, and we did for this too. We had Susan and Karen come in. Karen never came to the calls, but I had forgotten that we had a Facebook group for that, and we were going to share some information, and this other lady said, how can I share it? And I realized then, oh, she doesn't have a group with us in to share. So I added everybody into that Mystic Business Facebook group. And there's people in there that have taken the Mystic Business before, but they're all beautiful women, so not to worry. And we could share information about human design in there because it's a huge part of business building. And we really got into talking about it yesterday in module 2. We were talking about, setting up your offers and how to go about that. And it'll come up even more when we do the selling portion of the program. But so we were all going to go and get our human design charts so we know exactly what it is. So in there are some links. Now when you asked Delmaine, is there there's reflector, there's generator, there's manifester, Manny Gen, which is the manifester generator, and did I say projector? Yeah, projector, generator, reflector, manifester, and Manny Gen. Those 5 that everybody kind of falls into one of those. And what you want to look at too is your lines, your profile lines. So at the top of the chart, it'll tell you your profile lines. It'll tell you I don't have mine here. How you respond to situations. So when a situation is not aligned and going in sync with who you truly are, there's going to be a reaction that you get. Sometimes it's anger or frustration or, different, it'll tell you. And then also it tells you how you are best to handle decision making. So for me, I'm an emotional solar plexus. That's where my decision making comes from. So I check into my solar plexus, what feels right, and the energy there, and getting to know that even more. And my emotions are connected to that. With reflectors, they're supposed to not make a decision for a full moon cycle because they pick up on everybody else's energies, like they absorb everybody else's energies. And so to make sure it's their decision and what they want, they wait a full moon cycle, right? And so I don't know. Micah, do you want to add anything to that? You know a bit about human design, don't you?
Not much. I grabbed my chart so you can see what it looks like. I've not really got into reading much about it, but I'm an emotional generator.
Okay.
But it shows where there's solid lines and not solid lines.
Right.
Or
yeah.
Or where you have, or how I understood it is kind of where you have your challenges
Yeah.
or where you kind of need to really watch yourself. But the thing that I found interesting of mine, which like I said, I didn't look much, was it was talking about one part of mine, how if I get into self-isolation, I just isolate more. Like I'll just continue to completely cut
Shut
myself
down.
off from everybody and everything, which I do.
And do you have
I
a,
was like,
a two or a 4 in your lines? Your profile lines? So
remember.
at the
Jen was
top
gonna
of your chart,
send me some stuff, but
at the top of your chart, on the, you know, the numbers that go down the sides there, the top, what's the top number on the left?
2 and 6.
And what's the top number on the right?
5 and 3.
Okay. So I think
Or you're
that
talking the ones in the squares.
well, actually, if does the top of your chart tell you the profile lines? Like, does it have a spot there that says 2-6 or 5-2 or something?
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab mine and show you. I'll just be
I
one
don't know,
minute.
I'm gonna have to look at it more, but
Yeah, because it's
but
really,
then
really interesting. But go ahead.
but it was saying like, oh, you thrive better in community and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, yep, I do.
Mhm.
That's a fact. So
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna grab mine and then I can show you what to look at. Hold on.
Well, I'm just going to let you know, guys, this is quite interesting. I'm liking my wolf so far.
Is there any way you can move your camera over top of it so we could see it?
Okay, just a second here. I'm adjusting one thing that I don't like. And then, because it's too hard to get I don't know how his nose looks. And I don't know if I can.
Okay. So
Oh, wow. That's
here's
coming
my
along really
chart.
good. I mean,
Oh yeah. Cool,
oh yeah,
Dominique.
that looks really good.
It's coming. Taking
So
time.
here's my chart. And right at the top, right here, it says profile 5-1. But that is also, I have at the very top number here is 13.1. And the top one here is 24.5. So 5 and 1 are my profile lines. The point. So you can.
My profile is 1 and 3. Mine is just in a different spot. It's on the
Okay, yeah. A 1 and
side
3.
here.
That's
That one makes more
yeah.
sense.
Yeah. So
Investigating and martyr.
right. And so the first one, the first number is you're conscious, you're aware of that part of yourself. And then the second number is kind of your unconscious. It doesn't, you don't know that part of yourself, but the one being at the front, you know you need more information. You're constantly wanting to learn more, to take the programs, to get the certificates, right? So if one is in there, it's like you're a seeker of knowledge and that is a strength for you. That's a superpower for you, right? And now then the second number is kind of underlying in your personality. And sometimes we push it away and we need to learn how to work with it because it is also a superpower. So yours is a 3, which you connect to people. You're really good at connecting with people. But you kind of do it in a quiet way. And you also know how you've had a lot of experiences and you know how to rise up like the phoenix rising, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, and then and so a lot of people are like they have the 3 line and things happen and they don't necessarily use the power of the 3 line to rise up again and go, okay, this happened. Okay, how am I going to learn from this? How am I growing from this? Right? I can handle this. I can do this. Right? And so it's been really cool learning more about this stuff. I have the 5 line of mine is 5-1. So having the 1 in the unconscious part is like I've constantly said, okay, also I need to learn more. I don't know enough. But there's the point where you get to, but you do know. You're the book. You're the one. You have the knowledge. Now go out there and teach it, right? And trust in yourself and have the confidence. And 5 is very much a leader number. So I'm having fun learning more about this, and I have decided I am going to dive deeper into it and go for that certification so that I can help people more in my programs. Because really it's all about getting to know yourself and working with your energy. All right. Oh, I want to add more. So even if you just get your chart printed off, hold on to it, because as we move along and learn more, then it makes more sense.
And is that the chart that Jen does?
Not sure if she does well, yeah, the human design chart is what she does.
Yeah.
And you can get it, and she says too, you can get it anywhere for free on the internet. Like she doesn't create the charts you
Right.
can get anywhere. Mine is the Jovian one. And then there's I think it's called a Zoe or Zoe something. They'll all give you the same information, just some of them are in different ways. But
Okay.
yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. I keep meaning to do that every time I open up her Facebook page. I'm like, oh, I gotta do that. But I'm honestly, this month has been very productive for me. Ha.
Good one, good one. Nice catch.
I'm thinking. And so it's I keep wanting to do it, and then I find that I'm doing something else. So I do need to do that.
Yeah.
We'll get it done.
Yeah. And it's good. I also have my astrology chart and my gene keys chart. Like, so I
have an astrology chart that I go back to once in a while that I did when my son was just born.
oh
And
yeah.
it's very interesting. Like it was right in a lot of places, but I'm just wondering, like, if you can advance I think you can advance from what something else said in the past, like to a different level.
Yes. Yes. And that's where your gene keys would help too, because the gene keys are also like they're all connected together. The gene keys, the human design, the astrology, it's all kind of connected together. Um, the gene keys show you kind of the areas of your life that you're working on and the different levels you can go to, like that you may work through. So it's kind of cool that way. But yeah, it's very like I mean, I'm no expert in it, but looking at the positives in all of it and seeing how you grow through it
Right.
is what we need to be doing. So,
Hmm.
and different, so I don't know, I didn't realize this, but there are people that, like, I don't know, Lane, if you're comfortable with this at all or not. Like, I know that some of the Christianity says that you shouldn't do astrology or anything like that. So, um,
Oh, so I was raised Catholic.
okay.
So I have some of the beliefs for sure, but then there's some that I don't know, like I love this stuff, and I love going to like a psychic, and I love that stuff, and that's against the Catholic religion.
Okay.
So there's things that I don't agree with, I guess. So that's why I've always searched for more like this.
Right.
I believe in more, and I don't believe in all the restrictions, but there is things that I do like about it. I That's how I'm open to the spiritual world, is because I've believed in God my whole life, because that's how I was raised. So I appreciate a lot about it, because that's put me into the belief of a higher perspective or source energy or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So I'm really appreciative of it, but I also am not restricted to it. When you talked about your journey, Janice, just how you like were going to different churches and couldn't find one that was meeting your exact needs. And it's like, I feel like I'm kind of in that. Like, I feel like I should go to a couple different churches and see
Mm.
if one met my needs, or if I just need to go my own way and
Yeah.
find my own gurus like Wayne Dyer and
Yeah.
Gabby Bernstein and those type of people. I feel like if they had a church, I would go to it, but they
Yeah.
don't. I don't know where their church is, so
Now,
I
Michael
just got to
Beckwith,
read their.
yeah, Michael Beckwith he has a church down in Los Angeles and he does it online too. And he's very, very cool to listen to. So, God, what's his
How do you
name?
spell the last name?
Beckwith, Beckwith. Michael Beckwith.
Lane, this is Delmaine. I want to add that I too was raised Catholic, and
Yeah,
I really followed it quite strongly, especially when my kids were in school and I worked at the Catholic school, and
yeah.
I was very, very involved, very involved. There was always my belief in other things as well, but I really, really believed in it and followed it and did everything I could until I got divorced. And
Okay.
and then it was different because I was no longer acceptable in the church in the way they would accept me. I even had the priest tell me that I could get an annulment from my marriage because of everything that went on. And I thought, how can I get an annulment for my children when they were born out of love?
Right.
So I couldn't accept that.
Yeah.
And even though in the beginning, when I was first divorced, I wasn't dating anyone or seeing anyone. So I was following their beliefs and everything, but it didn't fit right for me anymore. And now I feel that for me, it's just too off. It's too far off for me to even follow it. And I've been
Yeah.
married and I
do what I want to do. I'm not going to let a church define who I am from their rules that was man-made. So unfortunately, and I've a lot of experimenting with different churches and gone to a lot of different ones. And basically I found kind of, for me, they're all the same. They all have the God stuff, and then they have the people stuff that make all the rules and all the judgments. So it's really hard for me having a organized religion per se.
Sure.
But yeah, it's a struggle because you want something.
Totally. And I want that for my children. And I find that it's hard to find that for a lot of families. And I want my children to have a higher belief, and they can call it whatever they want, but I want them to know that there is something bigger than what we just see. It's not.
Yeah.
So my kids are in the Catholic school, and I talked to Janice about that. Like, I really struggled because none of my friends' kids are in the Catholic school, and that's my friend. Like, those are my kids' friends. But even today, actually, I had a moment where I was like, sometimes you just get these little nudges where you're like, okay, you're on the right path. Don't doubt it so much. Just you're making the right choices, because you always doubt them. Well, I do. And I need to stop that. So today, when I dropped my son off at preschool, I started talking to some of the moms, and the one mom said to me, "Oh, so are you registering Bowen to Holy Trinity next year?" Which made me feel good, because then I'm like, well, he'll know her little boy next year if I do decide to register him, which I want to, for the same reason. I want them to have a belief system of some kind, and I know they'll make it their own. And I just want them to have some sort of belief of a higher.
I'm gonna do a little thing here on you guys. And in Proverbs 22:6, it says, train up a child in a way that they should go, and when they are old, they will not part from it. And if you believe that you've got them on the right path, then they'll at least have a foundation.
Yeah. I do agree with that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, if that's where you believe you're doing your best for your children, then when they get old, they'll be able to say, hey, this is what my mom taught me. And I truly trust my mom with everything in my heart. This is just me hearing my own children talk. And, we don't attend a regular church, but the kids, they knew about a church. We did when they were little, and now they're old and they got their own kids. And now they're doing the same as you. Like, they're looking to see, where can I get my kids some foundation?
Yeah,
so
totally.
As long as you believe in your own heart that you're doing what's the best for them.
Well, and the nice thing too, Lane, is they're going to have questions, and you're going to have a deeper understanding to be able to answer those questions and say, hey, yes, there is God, and I know that maybe school taught you this, but how do you feel about that? Do you think that a loving God would do that or act that way? And also, the best way to teach, if you're not going to go to church, is just the spirituality of being out in nature and looking at life and beauty in nature. So they will get both, which will be a benefit to them. And I think that you're not going to allow them to get caught up in the dogma of churches, because the foundation of church is exactly what we're doing here, right? It's the spirituality. And
For
so
sure.
yeah, I have nothing against that. It's when the humans get involved, like Delmain said. Like, okay, wait a minute. Who said that? And why do I have to act that way? And yeah, so go ahead, Lane.
Well, it's
Sorry.
my dad has always been very like, he's very religious, and he's kind of forces it. Like, that's kind of his personality. He's a forcer. And I feel like that's not the way to do it. I don't know. You can't force someone to believe something. You can't force, but I'm grateful that he he did make us go to church, and did so that I did gain a belief system through it. It's just I see as I get older, forcing it isn't the answer, and just being, and even this course, I that's one thing that Gabby Bernstein people are always like, well, my husband doesn't believe it. My husband doesn't.
Right.
And she's like, don't go there. Don't go forcing everything because you're excited about everything. Just be. And the funniest thing ever, and Janice, you'll be able to relate because your husband's a pool guy, but like my husband went to a pool tournament a couple weeks ago and he told me he meditated between his games. And
Yay! Good job.
it like I was just like, yes. Like I don't tell him to meditate. I just tell him that I meditated, or right?
Yeah.
I just be, and then it kind of rubs off on him a little. And I was like so proud of him that he meditated. I didn't even tell him that, but I should. Like, that is awesome.
Right? That is awesome. Good job. Well,
So
see, it's
you've been
rippling.
salting your husband all this time.
Well,
That's great.
yeah, it's the ripple effect. And that's what will be with your kids too. So your kids are gonna know how to meditate. You'll teach them that to go within, to find the answers, to know that there is a higher power, bringing that in. Absolutely. And that's exactly what my struggle was when my kids were little. And that's why I went to the United Church too. I said, okay, I need the kids to go to a church. I don't know what, how to do this. So that's good.
Yeah.
I love it.
Every day I'm like, okay, I'm making the right decision. Just quit doubting it.
Yeah. 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 For sure.
You just want the best for your kids, right?
You do.
And you don't want them to be alone. And they're not going to be. I just feel like, oh, my friends aren't the only friends they need to have either. So,
Right.
like my friends' kids. So,
Yeah. They'll have that and more.
exactly. So,
I did have my children tell me during confirmation, which is done in grade 6, 7, 8 or so, depending on the church. My kids told me when they became adults that they were forced to do that, which I didn't know they were. Yes, it was something that they promoted through the school and made it made it a ritual, right?
Yeah.
So it is interesting because they did tell me later that they didn't want to do it. They felt they had to. So I thought, oh, okay, I did that wrong. But that was
No,
during.
you did what you thought you were doing at the right time. You did
Yeah,
what you
right,
didn't do
and
it wrong. You just did
Yeah.
it with every part of feeling that was correct at the
Right.
time.
Yeah. Well, and it was part
Jumping
of
in there.
the ritual of the church, right?
Yeah.
yeah. I have actually something else to bring up.
Okay.
Something that went on this week. So my husband's grandma was raised super Catholic as well. But I told her about this course, and she confides in me a little bit. She's over 80. So she came over the other day, and she's like, "How's your spiritual course going?" I'm like, "It's awesome. Like, it's good." She's like, "Did you put a curse on me or something?" And then laughed. I was like, "What?" I was like, "It's not a witch course, and we don't put like curses on people, and I would never put a curse on you anyway." And she just laughs. Just kidding, but she has like these. I think she has like medium type of gifts, which I don't have, and I don't think I want. So she like was telling me about these experiences where she feels like a hand on her back and she thinks it's her mom, and she sees these blue eyes and thinks it's her sister, and um, just some really really crazy experiences. And she can't tell very many people because they'll think she's nuts, right? And
Right.
I'm like, well, I think you have gifts, and see them as a gift, not a not a curse. She's like, is it the devil? I'm like, it's not the devil. If you think it's the devil, it might be, but if think about it in a positive way. And I told her to like only call on guides of the highest truth and compassion, and that's all you're gonna get, right?
Yeah.
So, but then I'm like, after she left, I was like, oh man, this is over my head a little bit. So I
We're meant to be
gave her
there.
the,
You were
well,
meant to be.
I felt sorry for her, and then I gave her the number of a medium because I was like, I've been to a medium and she was great, and I think she's probably the right person to talk to because she can probably speak to the guides that are speaking to you, and
Is
and
she
so
worried about it?
I think,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Is
she worries about what she's gonna worry about next, right? So she
she-
just really is a huge worry. But she's
That's
also
cute.
super Catholic, so she feels guilty. So I don't have
Oh,
that. Like I don't feel guilty if I go to a psychic. I feel great. Like I believe in your intention. My intention isn't to go there and go against my religion. My intention is to get something good and feel good when I leave. So I really believe in intention, and I don't think I'm gonna be kicked out of the church and all that. So that
yeah. I was going to ask you if when she sees these or feels these things, does it make her feel good, like peace, right? Um, like
well,
if
she
it's a
said her
message
back was
coming from her mom or her sister, then is it a feeling of reassurance that she's getting?
totally. Well, she said her back was feeling a little better after that. And I was like, well, it doesn't sound like it's an evil thing if it's making you feel better. Like,
Yeah.
just try to think of it as a gift, I told her. So,
Yeah,
but she
absolutely.
said one day her bed was shaking and stuff. So, like, some of it's just a little bit over my head, too, right? So, hopefully she can get a little more answers from the medium.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pretty crazy, though.
Her bed
I
shaking.
can only share that with so many people too, right? Because she's right. Some people are gonna think she's nutso if she shares that. She's like getting touched by someone and rubbed, and like she's like, I can't share it with my husband, and I'm like, no, you probably can't. So,
Yeah.
um, I hope she can find some peace anyway, because she is
Yeah.
a huge warrior.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that might bring, giving her that woman's number might bring her some peace and comfort and knowing that, oh, it is your mom and she's just reaching out and saying, "Hey, honey, I'm here." Right? And to be at peace with that. And the advice you gave her of like reaching out to her highest guides and angels, that's awesome because if there's any other energies hanging around, it's going to get rid of them for her. So
For sure.
perfect.
So anyway, it's just really interesting that that all happened, and now we're talking about all this stuff. I
Isn't
didn't
it?
even think about bringing it up today, but of
No,
course it's perfect.
it is. It is.
But it shows you, yes, I have a Catholic background, but yeah, I believe in lots of stuff, not just the Catholic religion. And I don't
So
agree with all of it.
Lane, don't make yourself wrong for believing in both.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
thank you.
There's no right or wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah. And being open to all of it is beautiful.
I think in all religions there is truth. And I think that was part of the process for these religions. But unfortunately, I think power and control get in the way when those that are designing more about it start to happen. Something happens to people when they find they have a little power. And that's where it goes. Unfortunately, some things of it go the wrong way.
Well, even just the control of society, like they feel like they have to control society, which
Yeah.
is which is not a good thing, right? It can be manipulative and go the wrong way, even if their intentions are like, but we only meant good, right? But they
Yeah.
like they hid the gospel of Mary Magdalene, and it just was found in the early 30s. So,
Is
doing
that
things like that.
is
Hmm?
that the one they talk about with the girl in Portugal that had the vision and went to the Pope and then they never discussed it?
I don't know about that.
Um, oh, what's her name? Um, a young woman went to they had kind of it wasn't Mary Magdalene's statue, but they had a statue in Portugal where I don't know why I can't think of the name of it, but she had a vision there and she actually went and counseled with the Pope at the time and they did not announce what was.
Oh,
It's just interesting because I think, like you said, there are things that they have hidden
mhm.
from us
Right.
because
And
of course it probably takes away power that they have, right?
well, it's to control the masses a little bit. They
Yeah.
thought they had to. I mean, the reason the church started was because um, they wanted people to know it was a hierarchy thing, right? Like
Yeah.
in those days, there was very much like the king is at the top, and if you didn't listen to the king, then we've got chaos in society. So the king had direct access to the clergy, right? And the clergy were the ones that brought the messages through God. So you had to go to the clergy, to the church in order to speak to God. You couldn't speak to God on your own, right?
Right.
And so it was it was the control of the masses and society, like saying, okay, well, if we let them all talk to God, like who knows what's going to happen. So um and the control of women along the way too. But because they knew women had power and they sensed the immensity of that power. So, anyways, there was and it just grew from there, right? It's so much. Look at what happened in the witch hunts, and there was so much control and manipulation, and like what God would tell you to go around and burn people,
Yeah.
right? Like no,
Yeah.
no. And that was not the message Jesus brought, right? So but I had a discussion similar to this with my sister, and it was a discussion that we had on very like I was being very, very careful because she hasn't like opened up to me a whole lot. So I didn't want to say too much, but she did say that in her church or Christianity, they deter you from astrology, like going to seek, the information through astrology or channeling at all. Um, and I was like, I don't understand that. That they won't allow you to channel and like guides or angels or you can have a relationship with Jesus or God or Mother Mary, but not anything else. And she said, well, I think they're just trying to protect people from, you know, messing with the wrong spirits. And I'm like, but doesn't that say control to you? Doesn't that like, am I not grown up enough to make my own decisions? I need you to tell me what I can and can't do and who I can and can't channel. And am I not allowed to find that truth within my own heart. And so it's a great discussion to have, but it's a hard one to have too, because people are very passionate about their beliefs. So to me, it's whenever you feel confined or being told what you can or can't do, then you question that. Otherwise, enjoy, right? Anyways, great discussion, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting a little deep in here, so
We are.
it's always good. It's
Yeah, but church is wonderful for community, for reconnecting, with that higher self. Not sure
how's
they'd like us
everybody? Sorry, go ahead, Janice.
running with the wolves. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, how is everybody making progress with their painting?
Coming. Very interesting. I definitely feel the energy.
I like how you chose just the eyes and the snout. I thought
Yeah.
that, it's like,
I'll show you again. It's a little different again now because I've got, I've added on the bottom of his snout, some flames. It's not yet, but it's different again. I don't know if you can
oh,
see.
wow.
There you go. Ooh,
I'm still working a lot on it, but it's coming.
Right on.
nice.
Cool. Really cool.
Anybody else want to hold theirs up?
Mine has too much mascara on.
Hold on, let me
So
spotlight that.
Can you see him there? He's got a little bit
Yeah.
too much mascara. So
Oh, the flowers look great.
Mine's just
I
drawn.
didn't.
It's not painted yet. But oh,
Okay,
can
hold
you
on.
see it?
Almost.
oh yeah.
1 second. Keep it up. Oh, where's that spotlight? Okay. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice.
Wow, you
It
got a lot of
says
everything going on in there. The moons, feathers, and the dream catchers. That's awesome.
That is.
I
love
feel
it.
like I have some native energy in me somewhere. I'm always attracted to like native culture, native designs, native colors.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yep.
know if it was a past thing or what it is, but
Have you
it
done
seems
your
to.
genealogy thing?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I should though.
we have, we're Métis, so my brother did that 23andMe or whatever, and he says, yeah, I have 10% First Nations. I said, well, I could have told you that without even spending money. So he said, are we really? I said, oh my gosh, yeah, where have you been all my life? So I was like, I'm really looking forward to our vacation tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yes, you leave tomorrow. I forgot about that. That's so
yeah,
cool.
and yeah, it'll be really interesting as far as conversations, and it'll just be a nice reconnect for us.
Where are you
Oh,
going?
yeah.
We're going to Las Vegas for a week.
Cool.
And yeah, we haven't traveled together for just the two of us for 39 years. So
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, not even as far as like, if we were going to a graveyard or something, Dad was always with us or somebody was always with us. So this is just him and I in the car or in the airplane and then in the car once we get to Vegas, and it'll be a real nice reconnect.
Nice.
That will be. Making memories.
Yeah, you betcha.
That's
That I get to
awesome.
tell you all about next time we meet.
Yeah.
So. And I'm pretty
you.
sure I will not be on the call next Friday because,
Oh yeah.
I think we'll be looking for a place to park our butts before we get to the airport.
All right. That's okay. You'll get caught up. And so you're not here tomorrow for tomorrow's call?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
picks me up
Okay.
at 1:00 Saskatchewan time. So I'll be on
Okay.
tomorrow's call. It's tonight that I kind of buggered myself up that I went and booked
Yeah.
something. So I don't think you guys would, I don't know. I don't think the people I'm going out for dinner with would appreciate me opening up my Zoom call and chatting with you while we're having dinner. So,
No, you just go and enjoy your dinner.
well, it was one of those, hey, let's go out for supper before you leave. And I went, yeah, okay. And then I opened up the email and I went, oh, Amplify's on tonight. Oops.
Oh, that's okay. It's recorded, so you can listen to it while you're in Vegas.
Oh, good. Because I wake up a lot earlier than he does. So
Yeah.
I'll be looking for stuff to listen to, watch, and all that jazz. So
Yeah. It's all good.
and I'm gonna have to sign off because I gotta go pick up George for preschool.
Okay.
So I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow will be the normal time, 9:30.
Okay.
And I won't be able to because I'm going to be with the Wetaskiwin
Oh, right.
Pride.
Yes.
So we'll have a fantastic trip, Kelly.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, have fun, Kelly. It'll
Thanks.
be awesome.
We're going to see Cirque on Saturday, the Beatles.
Cool.
And
Yeah.
on Wednesday, I don't know, Elaine, if you even know this band, but we're going to the band Chicago on Wednesday. So it's
Yeah,
a
I
band
don't
we grew
think-
up with. It'll be a blast.
You would know the songs, Lane.
I'm sure I
You
do.
would know that.
If you heard the
Yeah.
songs, you'd know it. It's just
Yeah.
Chicago's an older band. So anyway, I'm
I
gonna
did
sign off,
go to-
guys. And
Okay.
what's that?
I did go to the Beatles Cirque and it's incredible. It's so
Oh,
good. My favorite one I've ever been to.
cool. Yeah, it should be
Feel-
fun. So, oh no, it will be fun. Let me reword that. Word police here. So,
Yeah.
okay. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
See ya. So Delmain, what did you think of the sound bath?
Oh my God, it was wonderful. Yes. I will definitely go back. I'm going to
Yeah,
check
me
out one in Sylvan. They have one every Monday night.
Oh,
And it's $15 and you do pre-register, but I'd like to see how she is in comparison because I do know that she's experienced like 15 years. So I'm thinking she should be pretty good. And she's the
Yeah.
owner of the shop there. So I am gonna check that out at some point here. Being it's closer.
yeah, for sure. Did you guys do your pendulum energy before and after?
Yep.
Yeah, we did. That was
it
good.
drastic? Or not really?
It was,
They both increased, right?
yep,
Yeah.
we did. I got up to 100%.
Oh, you did? Wow.
I think I
That was
started
good.
at 65 and I got up to 85. So I don't know what it means. So it doesn't really help me anywhere.
Well, it just shows it made a difference, I think. That's all.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think
that's all
mine,
that
I think
matters.
I was 35 and went up to 65. I was
Okay.
there at like 9 o'clock at night though, so it's a little,
Yeah, a
my
little
energy is
depleted
a
by
little
that.
low. Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah. Yeah, it was a beautiful sunny day when we drove out, and
Oh, it's gorgeous.
mhm. Could see all around.
Yeah, that mountain view. It's nothing like it.
Mm-hmm. It's quite a height, like quite at an elevation there, eh? Up at their hill.
Yeah.
Ooh, Jack. Okay, just got a Jack outside. I'll be right back.
Okay.
He's not doing well the last week or so, so I'm not sure what's
Oh.
going on with him. Yeah, I think he might need to go in and get a checkup.
Oh.
We'll see. Okay, be right back.
Okay. You got some courses coming up, Delmain, that you're teaching?
Actually, I just last week I had two, and I was in Edmonton on Saturday and did the Alberta Teacher Convention Wellness one, and I
Yeah.
had two classes of 11 people each, and it went so well. I was really happy with it. Sounds like I have a couple more classes through them that I will do as well, because they just loved it. Everybody just loved it,
Cool.
loved it. So yeah, that was really cool. And the one in Sylvan Lake was awesome too on the Wednesday that I did. And it just really went well. So I have another two classes coming from that one. So yeah,
Awesome. And this is the Mandela
yeah,
classes?
yes. Which is, I'm just really feeling it. So I do want to do it with you guys. I just have to figure out my when. It's just timing.
Yes, I hear you.
But what you guys can do is start to gather some Mandela tools so that you have them, and figure out, find a good rock for you to do it as well.
So you usually do it on a rock?
Well, I make my own rocks. So they're 3-inch rocks out of a mold. It just makes it easier to teach you, because then everybody's got the same shape rock. And if you do use a natural rock, you need to seal it because it's too rough, too porous.
Okay.
So, but what I can do is just send out kind of the instruction sheet that I have. That way you kind of know what to look for. I've got kind of a lesson plan instruction sheet that has materials and stuff on. So
Okay.
could send that to you guys, and then you can start gathering. So when I finally get my shit together and figure out when I can do it, you'll be ready.
We're always looking for like Christmas party ideas at my work.
Yeah,
So
this is an awesome one. Yeah.
That'd be cool. Because you're about an hour and a half from Olds.
What's that?
What do you? You're about an hour and a half from Olds.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
even.
an hour, hour and a half. And I'm going to Stettler on the 14th for some classes. So I do charge normally $45 per person, and they get everything, right? They've got all the tools. I bring the rock, they get everything. So they don't have to bring anything when it's in person.
Yep.
So it's not a bad price. How many people? I can adjust according to if there's a lot of people.
I think it was about 15 people this
Okay,
for the
yeah, so
last one.
probably do it for 40 a person if there's 15 people.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'll definitely keep you in mind.
Yeah, I'll send
Just
you,
need a-
I can send you the actual outline of what that looks like too. And then you can see it.
Okay, cool.
Class. Do I have your email?
I don't know. I can give it to you. Do you have a pen?
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, go ahead.
ARYNN
ARYN 9.
at hotmail.com.
Okay.
That's my middle name.
Okay, Aaron.
Yeah.
Okay, let me repeat just to make sure. ARYNN 9 at hotmail.com.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Because that would be like a good, even like a team building activity. Because
Yeah.
you're like putting out your goals, right? And stuff
Yeah.
when you're doing mandalas. So,
Yeah. The mandala is so awesome because you not only get something when you're done, and it's usually way better than I think it's going to be. They learn a practice that's stress helps you with stress and everything like that.
for sure.
Was so healing. Well, did the girls show up at the sound bath when you were there that was doing mandalas?
No.
Oh,
But
okay. We had a girl there that was doing mandalas as we were meditating.
and so was she doing it for people or just for herself or
She did it for kind of the group, and then she shared what she got. And sometimes there was a couple individual messages that she received. So that was really interesting.
cool.
And then she sells her work.
Sorry?
She just sells her work to whoever wants. So she had work on display there.
Right.
Oh, I see.
And Janice, I looked her up and got all the info on her. She sells those records for $600.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, whoa, that seems high, but maybe it isn't.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. So very interesting. And yeah.
She talked about her, I think, at our course. She said some girl comes here and she can she didn't realize she was channeling for people, but she was.
Yeah,
Yes.
So
that's
now
her.
Yeah.
I just realized my music stopped. So it's like everything is glitching. It's like so funny. Like, okay, why did that turn off? And also the like I said too about the Facebook glitches, technology. Yeah, it's crazy.
What's going on with your dog?
He just seems to be like he was having trouble pooping. I could tell as I watched him outside. Poor little guy, and it was so cold out, and his poor little feet were freezing.
Yeah.
And so I was keeping an eye on him, but he's also been licking a lot. Like it's like he's stressed or uncomfortable. So
Aw.
I'm not sure. And he also has, like, I want to go in and get a quote on getting his teeth cleaned. But I noticed when I checked his teeth that he almost looks like there's a little bit of a growth on the top of his mouth, like near his teeth, like the gums look funny there. And
Okay.
so, yeah, I'm not sure. It's just kind of a feeling of like, oh, he's off. Something's going on here. So I'm not sure what it is that's bugging him, but
Mhm.
we'll have to get him checked. He's really kind of aged a bit, and he's not wanting to move around a lot. So
How old is he?
he'll be 13 this spring.
Aw.
So, for a Jack Russell, that's not like he can last longer.
Yeah.
You could have a longer age, but yeah, so we'll see
What's up with him?
yeah. I'm kind of putting off going to the vet. I shouldn't because I'm a little bit like, oh, when they get older, right? You just don't know what you're gonna hear.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a business, so it's not cheap
Right?
to show up.
Well, that too, but I can find, like, I'm expecting like to get his teeth cleaned. It'll probably be a $1,500 bill in the end because they'll be pulling a few, I'm sure. I know it's hugely expensive. I know that happened once before he got his teeth cleaned, and they phoned and like, we got a few that need to come out. Can we do that while he's under? And I'm like, okay. And that's adds up. So a $300 bill came to, I think, 1,300 in the end. For that. And little dogs that's part of the problem for them is their teeth, right? They don't.
Big time. Our last little guy, well, he was a Yorkie and Chihuahua, and they're known for bad teeth. And so, yeah, yearly it was $800 or $900
Yeah.
each. It was crazy. But his breath got so bad that it was like he needs to go.
Yeah.
They're just
Right.
rotting out of his head. Yeah.
That's where Jack is right now. I need to get him in. His breath is so bad. So, and it could just be that his teeth are sore. That could be the whole problem because that'll throw their personality changes after you get those teeth pulled out, right?
Yeah. For sure. If only they could talk.
I know. Tell me I said that to him last night. If only you could talk to me and tell me what's going on. But that's where our intuition needs to come in, right? Have that little conversation with them.
Actually, I had a dream about my little dog who died last night. He died in
Did you?
April, but it was so good. I
Aw.
felt like I knew I was dreaming, So I didn't know when I touched him if I was going to actually physically be able to feel him. And I
Oh.
could, and I just squeezed them so tight. Oh, it makes me cry. I was
Aw.
so happy to hold them again.
Connect to him. Oh,
Yeah. I
that's
told my
sweet.
husband, and he's like, I'm so jealous.
Aw.
It's like, I want that.
Oh, you all miss him, eh?
Oh, big time. Yeah, he was our little buddy. He was only 8 years old, so I was expecting him to live a
Oh,
lot longer.
serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they usually do, these little guys, right?
Yeah, so I came home from lunch one day and he was just dead on the floor.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
pretty shocking. He was fine that morning. My dad was renovating our bathroom in our master bedroom, and my dog, his name was Gordy, always laid on our floor. And my dad's like, I think something's wrong with Gordy when I got home for lunch. And I'm like, what? So, because I said, where's Gordy? He always came running out to greet me. He's like, I think something's wrong with him. And yeah, I walked in. I was like, well, yeah, I think he's dead, Dad. Like,
Oh,
it was terrible.
I bet. That's
Just,
sad.
but I guess it was his time.
Maybe he had a heart condition or something.
Yeah, and then you always think, oh, I thought of his teeth too. Like maybe something was rotting in there and poisoned his system. Like you just don't know. My husband's like, should we go get an autopsy? And I'm like, well, it doesn't really matter. Like,
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. I mean, and
yeah,
that doesn't change anything. So,
but he's gone. So
yeah. Different if it's a person you need to know for your kids or something, right?
yeah, totally.
Oh,
So my daughter's a huge artist. My sister is too. So I feel like she's got some of her in her, and I'm really grateful she does. So for her birthday, she got all this art stuff, but so I'm using her art pens right now. I just opened her cupboard and I'm like, oh, art pens. They're paint pens. They're pretty
oh
cool.
yeah.
So that's what I'm.
That's fun. She's gonna come home and go, Mom.
Well, when she sees my stuff sitting in this spot, she'll climb up on it and she'll start doing stuff. So it's great though. I'm happy she has that
Yeah.
because it's a gift. Doesn't come natural for everyone. I'm talking about myself. It's not a natural thing.
I was a little in the zone here going, what am I gonna do next? So kind of I'm like in the way. His fur is falling here. Fun to play with. If I do too much, I'll wreck it.
Mine on it, I wrote lone wolf and or part of the pack. You get to decide. Feel the freedom.
Oh, nice.
I'm always
Nice.
amazed what comes out when you just write something.
Right?
It's awesome.
When you're in the creative flow, it just the stuff. Yeah. Well, I think I almost need to step back here and take a little break for a bit, look at it and decide what's next. Because if I'm just kind of going over the same spot over and over. So that's always a
Looks great.
sign for me.
Looks great.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
beautiful.
thank you. I'm kind of like, I like this part in here. The swirly parts in his fur. So I think what I'll do is I'll work on his eye and start to do some deeper detail there. Put some gold in his eye. Love that. Okay, so I'm going to close our circle up here and see you guys tomorrow morning. Okay?
Sounds good.
Thank you so much. Wait, let me see first what you guys have finished.
Okay.
Oh, look at that eye.
Those eyes are cool.
Oh, yeah. Oh, how like intense, eh?
Yeah, yeah. It's still not done, but I like it so far, actually. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I
it
got
is
it
cool.
a little bit, but yeah, cool. What do you have done,
Oh,
Lee?
My lighting isn't good or something, but
Awesome.
did you add turquoise in there?
Yeah.
yeah, I did. And reds.
Oh, cool. Oh, I like the red and turquoise together. I like that. So cool. Oh, okay. Well, here we go. More wolf energy today. Stay connected. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Thank you for being
Yeah,
here.
thank you, everybody.
Okay. Bye. Oh, Delmain, good luck. Okay. Yeah,
What?
we won't see. Good luck. We won't
Okay.
see you. Okay.
Okay.
Take care. I hope your mom's good. Okay.
Talk to you.
Bye.